everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of Victory and Defeat Diablo Campaign. This episode brought to you by Elmer's Glue. It's blue, like Heisenberg's product.
Jesse Eisenberg?
I don't understand.
Jeff's humor is just too high bar for us.
The purest form of glue you can get, so they made it blue.
No, the purest form of glue would just be a horse hoof.
Incorrect. It's blue.
He doesn't mean it!
I have allergies.
Trevor, did I hurt you?
You tagged me and Tommy just... I saw that and I was like, yes.
That is me every day.
Oh my god, so much.
Listen.
Moving on. Last time on Victory and Defeat, you guys did some things.
Mm-hmm.
And then ended session. And now we start a new session. And, go.
Listen, there's something that I need.
What?
Hey, listen.
After we wake up from all of our stupid resting,
Right.
I want to know if there's either a church, probably not, if there is a healer holy type, strictly a holy type. Not a healer because Farah is the healer, but is she like holy priesty or just healery?
She's holy.
Some
She's
cuddle
holy?
this care the whole time.
Then I am going to wake up, look at Flavie and go, Flavie! And then say, follow me in your Pokeball. And she won't know what that means. And I will then grab her hand and take her with me and say, we're going to Farah.
You guys arrive to Farah's shop, and it is promptly closed.
I tell Flavie to knock.
Is it? I imagine you guys have rested, and it's morning time now.
Yes. What fellow?
Who gets allergies in the middle of July? You can just say you've been crying.
Jeff,
We believe you.
Oh, no shame in that.
No, that's a shame. We have allergy relief if you want it.
That's good.
Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Fine, be a man.
I'm gonna go home and get my peppermint.
We have
Big ol'
essential oils.
sniff of that peppermint. Clears it right out.
As in, like, burns all of your nasal cavities.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Feel the burn.
It feels good. Putting it in water. Ooh, a little drop.
Yeah. You guys were waiting to speak with Atma on the next day because she
Right.
wasn't in the tavern, and then you want to go talk to Farah. And this is all assuming the next day after you guys have all rested. Which, by the way, you all rested, so you're all full everything.
Yes. Butte.
Rays, by the way, did meet up with Warren and Deckard and Flavie and all them. He seems interested in joining your hunt for Diablo.
Aw, yeah. Dragonborn, buddy.
There is something that I think that we should clear up, though, about him. Is there sexual tension between them?
Oh.
No, not that you can tell.
I actually didn't hear what Tommy said. Could you repeat it?
I asked if there's sexual tension between you two.
No.
Then I have no reason to be jealous. I will wait for this shop to open.
Farah awakens and opens her shop.
All right. I greet her and say, good morrow.
Even Flavie looks at you funny.
Yeah, like Flavie's like, what?
I say, I have learned that you are really good at healing things. Are you learned in the holy arts?
Are you learned?
She says, I know much about the ancient religions. I was trained as a paladin of Zakarum in the Eastern Kuros Temple many years ago. And so, yes, you could call me holy.
I need your help.
With healing?
Sort of. I feel that I have been moderately possessed and am sort of tainted by a spirit that I have accidentally released from a demonic base. I would like to be cleansed of this thing so that I am not sought after by this thing. Because if I do not get rid of this thing, it may kill me.
Attaches cleanse
So from a
tag.
distance,
I know that I'm
or
suffering from allergies
paladins
right now,
are-
but she was having like the same facial
Like,
expressions during this time.
oh my dear God.
Not
Oh,
so
actually,
much
there's no
because
God.
of like, oh dear God, she's heard of hauntings like this before, but she says hauntings will end either through the haunted dying or the hauntee dying. The haunter or hauntee.
Is there a way in which that we could try to...
Well, dying isn't exactly
Right.
the right word for it, but you can seal it, such as you said it was released, so I imagine that the urn that released it, or that contained it for so long, it's been released from it, so it's not going to be able to hold it again, but you can contain it, or you can destroy it.
How would one go about sealing it? Or even bringing it, bringing it out so that we could do something about it?
Not,
You know?
Not that
Well,
we want to.
Interacting
I do.
In theory.
interacting
It's
with
listening.
your with your hauntings will bring it to the physical world.
Our spirits
Thank
in
you.
a material world.
This will
Our
make me drowsy though,
spirits.
Yes.
You have to go to
and
work.
I will not be able to take that.
So you have to go to work.
Okay.
Are you
Never
too
sure.
sick for work? I'm just kidding. That's bad. That's bad behavior. Don't listen to me. But it's like you come over to talk to customers and can I help
You
you?
sneeze in their face. Congratulations on your job. Pot.
Can I help you?
You wipe the snot up. What the hell?
To do your hair. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Congratulations.
Sorry. Stupid. Anyway,
I tell her what would we do? Like how can I, if I wish to combat it and try to beat it, how do I summon it?
Well, you can't really force it to come out. It haunts when it pleases, but interacting with your visions or hauntings will bring it to the physical world, and at that point you can decide to fight it, or if you know a way of sealing it somehow, then you can try that. But I honestly have no idea how you would contain a spirit. I'm not really gifted in that area of expertise.
I asked them nicely. Stay.
Like a dog.
Good spirit.
Stay.
I look at her for 3 seconds,
Okay.
and I thank her for her time. For doing it.
Pressure and pain.
It's non-drowsy.
Non-drowsy.
It is non-drowsy.
There you go.
As much as I would like to accept this, I cannot, because these are not my symptoms.
Oh,
Mucus?
you've got some
Yeah.
mucus in
Like
there.
clarity
Mostly just
or
from
some
like
shit,
a like pressure, but my nose is just really irritated right now, like the
Okay.
itchy kind of irritants.
Okay.
But thank you though,
And mucus.
I really do appreciate it. Yes, I have mucus in my body at all times, so
Especially
I'm sure,
women.
Everyone.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Know-it-all.
It'll be there.
Who's the doctor
I
here?
appreciate it. Seriously, it's
Not me.
not the right medicine.
Acetaminophene's also meant to decrease swelling, so if you're itching because of the blood flow to your nose, that would also help.
That is a good point.
Science. See,
Yeah, I'll actually take it just for that,
Okay.
at least.
I am a medical professional.
Yes. Because if I keep snorting and scratching like my eyes and nostrils and whatnot, then
Your mucus.
it'll become
If you
inflamed.
say that word one more
Thank you so
time.
much.
No.
After 3 seconds, I thank her and then pay her 5 gold pieces and say, "Thank you for your time."
Thank you for your generosity, brother. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Do you have HP potions that are standard in past campaigns?
I don't know what you are talking about, but the potions master's name is Lysander.
Oh, crap. I forgot it wasn't you.
It's okay.
I gave her one more gold piece as an apology. Because I'm wealthy.
Thank you.
I really do. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Making it rain.
Says good luck with your visions. I know that people who are haunted.
Trevor's getting
suffer
intimate
terrible
over there.
nightmares.
Yeah, with what? A pillow? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see. It's off screen. I have to make up my
I love
imagination.
the guttural sound of your voice. with what? A pillow?
Also, I heard that you've all been down in the sewers. How was that?
Yes, that is where the last haunting was, and I wanted to commit suicide.
No.
I mean, I wanted to be left alone. That's the same thing, right?
No.
Oh.
I would have talked back, but I'm not there.
Right.
That was me at Flobby, by the way. I was like, it's
Oh.
the same thing, right? And she's like, no.
Nah.
I'm like, oh.
If you say it is, master.
Sorry, master. I try, master.
I follow orders.
She looks very somber, and she's more curious about what was living underneath the sewers, because she's only heard like stories from like the other mercenaries, like, oh my god, like undead and so and so died. And
I tell her the
body
stories.
parts everywhere.
I tell her the stories of the different skeletal type of ghoul things I believe are down there. I tell her about Radigan, and I tell her about the slimes that I was
Radigan.
going around in a circle zapping because I was slowing them down with ice, and it was just. And I actually call him Radamant, but for fun, I
Yeah,
refer to him as
Radigan.
Radigan.
Yes.
He's not well versed in
Sounds like Radamant must have been
animated films.
the main like demon down there. Did you?
I am
did you
sure
guys-
hoping so.
Did you guys slay him?
Yes.
We
However,
sure
I
did.
have been getting the impression that there is more down there. I don't know what the rest of my friends want to do, so it's either going back down there.
Going back down there.
Did you find anything of note after defeating Radamant?
We found a chest that was laid in gold, I think, and as soon as we opened it and took the contents out, the chest went zzz and degraded in quality.
Fascinating. What was in the chest?
A scroll. I don't know of what.
A scroll.
Soul? Shit. I don't know where the scroll went. I don't know if the scroll was ever identified. I don't know where it went. Me, myself, Tommy, and Zach.
You found it. You found a scroll.
Do you mean the Book of Skill?
No, that's a book
Yeah.
It's written really large.
Which,
right
by the
here.
way, the Book of Skill was used
by her. Yes,
by Soul.
yes, to get full life.
But it's written
Or
really
full- no,
large
full
right
heal,
here.
full
I don't
heal.
know about that.
It was not here right now. But she looks very concerned. You don't know what happened to
The scroll? I just know that it's not with me. I'm pretty sure it's with my priesty friend.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not like gone, like we didn't use it as toilet paper or something.
Scroll of Lightning or Pacifism?
I look at Flavia and say, NPC, do you remember where it went? Therefore, Jeff, do you remember where it went?
This is Jeff speaking. You guys found a Horodric scroll
Why didn't no
along
one
with
write
the
it
Book
down?
of Skill.
Jeez. Maybe nobody knew how to spell it,
Maybe.
so they didn't write it down.
I definitely don't have it.
I definitely don't have it.
The last thing I put in my inventory was an average skull and an average pocket.
And I think I read all of her scrolls.
Trevor, you don't have a scroll, do you?
What have we done?
So probably no one wrote it down.
Large, horrifying patches of gargantuan beast.
I go back down to the sewers to get the fucking scroll that we apparently left in the middle
No,
of the
not
slimes.
alone. I go down with you.
No, I leave.
A Horodric
Okay.
scroll magically
don't.
appears in your inventories.
I have it. I look at it. I'm like, yeah, we found this. It's probably toilet paper.
Farah attempts to read it, but fails and says that this is written in Herodic language. If you know anyone who is knowledgeable of Herodic lore, they would be able to decipher it.
Would you mind, Farah, spelling Herodric for me?
Roderick. Matthew Roderick.
H-O-R-A-D-R-A something.
Hora, H-O-R-A, and then Drick, D-R-I-C.
I called it Herodric Scroll of what? Times one. Alright. I say, well, great. You seem to be fascinated by this thing.
A bit.
Why do you care?
I care because I care about the city's well-being, and I care for. You know,
But how is this tied to the city's well-being?
Well, Radamant was, plaguing our city, and it seemed like the chest that it was guarding or what have you had valuable information in it regarding ancient Roderick lore. So it might tell us as to why Radamant was here in the first place. It might tell us what to do next. Who knows?
I turn to Flavia and say, we should get our friends. I turn to Farah and say, good day. You're
Good day.
Farah right now. Good day.
Good day.
She's Nira or Farah, depending on proximity.
Wherever you are
I
at.
think I'm where you are.
Damn it.
Mm.
Jenny beat you, sorry.
God damn it. I'm in Skype.
Sorry,
I head back to my friends,
Sorry.
inform them of the conversation that I have had, not about the Phantom,
Okay.
but about the scroll, and I say, I think we should go talk to Drogden, because he's an old wizened mage, according to Jeff, and we should go see him about this scroll. What do y'all think?
That's great, but I'm not there because I went to talk to Adma.
Where the fuck is Big? I'm saying all this to Deckard Cain, I'm like, fuck!
Big went to see Atma. That's a Herodric scroll, you say? I'm very well learned.
Shut your face and leave me alone. I'm
Nice.
kidding, I don't
You are
say
so
that.
disrespectful to your
I
elders.
really
say
want you to
that.
play the Diablo games and see how much you have to interact with it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
You just
You're
throw his
basically
controller.
telling Admiral Anderson to go fuck himself every time he tries to help you in Mass Effect.
I don't understand your hatred for me.
It's just me.
I kind of hate everyone except for certain people, so don't take it too personally. I also did not
How
say
could I
that to
not
him.
take it personally?
I also don't say that to him in real life. God damn it.
IRL.
IRL. Okay, well, I'm going to wait for him to get back from Atma then. So I'll expect Big to come back to the cart and listen to these old people banter at me.
I'm already there listening to the old people's stories.
Oh, well.
They're so boring.
Upon the defeat of Radamant.
You're a fucking god.
I told you, Deckard likes to talk
Jeff
a lot.
is a god?
Kill me now.
Yeah, Deckard
I
talks.
don't wish to kill a young satyr like you. However, due to recent event, I'm getting the Herodrum used to mummify their highest mages
Oh,
and
no.
infuse them with spells that would allow them to protect their tombs even after death. I have no idea why one of them would be acting so malevolently. Perhaps Drogden or Farah would know more about this.
That's where I was going.
Shut up.
He already feels better, guys. It's great. Medicine worked. Alright.
Also, let's see here.
Let's see here.
Yeah, basically, you guys never really talked to Deckard upon finding out like what was going on. Underneath
Didn't
the
want
town. Yeah.
Oh, there was someone I wanted to talk to at the end of last session. I conveniently didn't write it
Anyway,
down.
he basically says that the Roderick mummies are used to protect tombs or other valuable items. And then you mentioned the scroll, and he wants to read it now.
Oh,
And he also suggests that you tell Atma, but Big already took care of that.
good job, Big.
Ah, I'm being stabbed. Apparently. That was more of like a death groan than anything I just did. I'm just making fun of my horrible voice acting.
You don't have bad voice acting.
No.
I'm going to...
Let's all
The
stroke his ear.
lost Herodric scroll. What a fortunate turn of events. Zen.
Yes? What?
If only I had possession of it.
I think he wants it, though.
I follow Big to Atma.
As a descendant of the Herodrim, boy, it would be really nice.
Oh my god.
As the last living Herodrim, I alone have knowledge of its meaning.
Good lord. Give it to him so
This
he
is still
shuts up.
Deckard.
Yes.
Shut that man up.
I give him the scroll.
Thank you. Jesus.
Who?
Die.
Oh, God. Now, time to read the Herodric runes
Deckard
that it
is...
bears.
Hmm.
You know I am.
Yeah. Ah.
Oh my
Well,
god.
Herodric mages, after...
Give me that.
Okay, I'm going to say some things
Stop that.
that might go over your head for the time being, but it's okay.
Please don't
But
insult
it's
our
okay.
intelligences.
No, it's not so much that. It's
I know,
just...
I'm just
Yeah.
stupid.
Yes.
No. It's not that, goddammit. It's completely counterintuitive.
I don't like
of what you
confrontations.
said. I don't know what to do with my mouth. Okay, so the Herodric mages, after binding Baal within Tal Rasha, magically sealed off his burial chamber from the mortal realm. Those same mages also crafted fearsome Herodric staves and imbued them with the special power to open the chamber's hidden door. After nearly losing one to the thievery of a rogue sorcerer, they divided all the Herodric staves into two parts, a wooden shaft and a metal headpiece, hiding the... hiding them separately to safeguard them. The Herodrim foresaw our current plight and designed the hiding places to reveal themselves to worthy heroes like you.
Mount Sinai. Oh.
Does it actually say like you?
Yeah. Collect both parts of the Herodric staff and unite them using a Herodric cube. Then you may enter Tal Rasha's burial chamber.
Baal, huh?
So forgive me. I did try to follow along.
Yes.
It sounded like there were several staffs. Is that correct, or is there only one?
There were, but there's
Okay.
only one now.
There's only one now.
It's wooden with a metal
Okay.
headpiece.
We have not found any sort of metal shaft or a headpiece.
It's a wooden shaft.
I meant to say wood.
Weren't
Sorry.
you listening to me?
I fucking was, you old man, before I
A
kicked
metal
your head in.
teeth.
So, I
A
don't
wooden
think...
shaft and metal headpiece. You must combine them using the Herodrim cube. It contains ancient Herodrim power used
Oh.
to blast open any hidden doors within Tal Rasha's burial chamber.
So it's clear what we need to do, and that's kill Deckard Cain, right?
Kill Baal.
Knowing him and all of his wisdom,
We'll
he
have
probably
to
has
wander
some
the
sort of
desert
clone
for
spell
40
on him.
years for worshipping
Right.
false idols. It's too bad.
No, it's that his entire life
Oh.
he's been training his long-lost and secret twin brother, Deckard Dane, to take his place if ever he dies.
Wow.
He really likes goats.
Alright.
Anyway,
I say, fantastic. Great reading. Loved it.
5 golden
bows.
calves way up.
Thank you.
So I gotta ask.
I had to memorize the whole monologue for when the time came.
I've been waiting for 40
I thought that was
years
on the
to tell
scroll.
somebody about that.
Soft clapping so that I don't startle the microphone, make it run away.
What the fuck?
Who was reading it? I was making a joke about
Like it was actually all
monologuing.
fake and
Yeah.
he memorized it
Yeah.
as if he was reading it.
You
Got it.
got me monologuing again.
You caught me monologuing again. The scroll said nothing about any of that.
We're having too much fun.
Okay, listen.
Hey, listen.
I say to him,
Oh,
that's great. However,
it is great.
we don't know where the wooden shaft or the metal endy piece are, okay? Where? Donde está arriba?
I don't speak
Please
Spanish.
don't say the desert.
Yes. Where is up?
Fuck
Where is
me
that?
running. What is happening?
Donde está la biblioteca? En mi escuela?
Sí.
Su madre.
Escuela.
Dude, no, that's-
Su madre duerme en la calle. ¿Sí?
Tu madre es
Sleeps where?
Sleeps in the
In the
street.
street.
Oh.
I made up that
You
insult.
call my mother a hobo.
I made up that. I made up that insult back in high school, and I said it to different people, and they're just like, "I take French." I'm like, "And that's your own fault."
I took French. Why did I take French again?
I don't know, because you wanted to be a French maiden.
The language.
I say to
of
Deckard,
romance.
"Where? Donde está?"
He means where could we find it? Please don't say the desert. On a mountaintop?
In that dune in the desert.
You seek the parts of Roger's staff. Perhaps the parts of... Oh, fuck, I'm not going to talk like him anymore.
You're allowed a break. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. So there's 2 parts that make a Roger's staff. And each of these parts it would be safe to assume that they would be guarded within ancient burial chambers. If you seek out these chambers deeper in the desert,
Nah, I knew it.
Ah,
Desert, see? It was just a
And
guess.
perhaps-
desert scenes are so boring. Like Toph in the desert.
But cactus juice.
And then Appa gets taken.
And I don't like the library that sinks, or... I don't know, you said Bale, so I was going to just try to cram in as many biblical references as I possibly could for my own amusement.
What about Balefire from Once Upon a Time?
I only watched the first season.
Balefire's in the first.
It was a
Wait,
long
no,
time ago.
Balefire wasn't in the first season. Never mind. It wasn't.
And
It wasn't.
the Rumpelstiltskin person really
Was.
bothered me a lot. I wanted to punch him a lot.
Listen, I realize that you're in a little bit of a tizzy right now. You keep that scroll, and you, I don't want to talk to you anymore, so I'm going to go talk to Big and Atma, okay? See ya.
He has no patience for the elderly.
I don't.
I apologize.
Absolutely not. We satyrs live to 30 and then die.
You are elderly.
I turn to Flavia and say, that's not true at all, but I'm just so
He
done
can
with
make
this."
up his own weird mythology.
It's a great extension. Dying at 30. Yeah.
Middle Ages.
avoiding old people.
The Black Death. Well, shall we find the chambers?
you guys
y'all?
go to Atma? Or at least
already
Zen.
there.
I would say Zen finds Big talking to Atma, and Atma, she's fighting back tears of joy, but at the same time, she still looks quite serious.
I put the when I walked in, I would have put the pouch of oh my god, Radaman's ashes in front of her.
Excellent. You give her Radaman's ashes, and she says, "They say the taste of vengeance is bittersweet, but I find it to my liking. In addition to my undying gratitude, I have spoken on your behalf with the rest of the townspeople. The merchants have all agreed to show their gratitude by offering their wares and services at lower rates. Oh, and Jaren wants to see you too. You'll find him in front of the palace.
Jaren? The mercenary leader?
No, that's Grease. Jaren was the sultan-y looking dude that you met when you guys...
Like my brother's
first
name,
got
but
here.
spelled wrong.
No.
Jaren.
No. Oh, kind
Yeah,
of.
you're right. Your brother did spell it wrong.
Jaren.
Let's go talk to Jaren.
Yeah, I guess. Fine.
He's not old, so I think you'll get along quite well with him.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Oh. I mean, I heard that.
Somehow he has Deckard Cain's voice too.
I have big ears.
Oh my god, I would leave.
Zed just done and leaves the whole campaign.
Too many old people.
Jared.
Kid. Well, this is...
What's wrong? Don't be sad. Do you want a little bread?
I'm good, thank you. This is actually a little bit awkward because
Oh no.
I'd already did the whole introduction with Jaren in the previous session. That's what Atma was alluding to, but
Oh,
well. So you don't really need to talk to Jaren.
okay. I knew I'd seen him.
It's kind of
Exact
weird
same
because, because it's like running the campaign in my own way, but at the same time it's like I'm reading dialogue that is also giving hints as to where you need to go next. So it's kind of hard to keep them all straight. Anyway,
So if we go to Jaren,
Yeah.
what is he going to say?
he would say the exact same thing that he said earlier.
He was
would say,
leading us to what?
He was basically saying welcome to Lugulane, and he told you guys about Farah and Dragna
Farah.
and
Okay.
Elzix and Atma.
So like
and-
way back when.
Yeah.
We're not way back when, but like when we first arrived.
Yeah.
That was him. Okay.
and you guys were like, this is a lot of information.
That's right. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
So the most forward-leading lead that we have right now is this stupid scroll. Not stupid. I'm sorry.
Is
but
it?
this scroll
It is
that
kind of stupid.
he's telling us to find 2 parts to a staff. And when I asked him where's that, he's like, talk to these people. And so Atma's one of them. And so let's go talk to Drogden.
Drogner.
Aha! I remembered.
Good shit.
I share all of my information with Big and say, are you learned now? Do you understand everything I am saying?
I want to go back and get my armor, but I don't know if she's finished it yet.
Let's ask. It's
Let's
been
go.
a week
Yeah, let's do that.
or a day. Come back.
It's been a week or 2 or a
It's
day.
like
I don't
2
know.
fucking days. Jeff, how long has it been?
Drogden approaches you and he says, let me just do this real quick, just because I opened it up. Farah and I have been talking about the creature recently down beneath the sewers, and from my studies, I have deduced that it is indeed Radamant the Fallen, an ancient heraldic mummy that has, for some reason, left his tomb to prey on mortals. I'm doing more research now, but check back later. I might have more insight as to his nature. Let's see here. Apparently, certain heraldic funeral priests alter the bodies of their dead mages with magical and surgical techniques, often replacing body parts with those of animals. Hence
Like-
why Radamant was so
Right.
weird. This was thought to augment their powers and raise their status in the afterlife.
It didn't work. I say that out loud.
I look back to where Deckard Cain
No.
is like,
From
that
what
is
you,
ew.
what you tell me, it would seem that Radamant was bent on the task of reviving his own mummified corpses with the flesh of the living. This is very unusual indeed. It takes an incredible amount of magical power to alter the singular purpose of an undead mind. But perhaps there is a power at work here which is beyond my ken.
It would appear so.
Harkening back to
Nice contribution.
yeah.
That's the type of shit my character
Indeed.
says. Okay?
Harkening back to the original conversation you guys had with
Just
Jaren
making fun.
about how he mentioned a dark wanderer that adventured through here recently. and so on and so forth.
The wood epistle!
So the player in
Hates the
Diablo
player,
2
not the game.
would be deducing, oh, this is unnormal, or this isn't natural, and this seems odd even for a Heraldric mummy. Maybe there's more power at work. Oh, maybe this more power at work is the Dark Wanderer.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Shut up!
Aliens.
Perhaps this Dark Wanderer has already ventured through the deserts and is on to the next area. Or perhaps we'll find him in the desert.
Protecting the staff, which we seek. The staff parts.
Perhaps he is augmenting other Heraldric mummies for his own devious purposes. Who knows?
That's great and all. However, the palace is in a bad shape right now.
It is.
And I feel like we either need to take care of that or follow this thing that, since this is a video game campaign, we likely won't catch up with. We'll just be following in his wake until it is allowed for us to fight it. So, party, what should we do?
Coming back again and again.
What should we focus on?
Whatever that guy.
The place that's immediately in front of us? Or start chasing?
Let's go find that staff
Bow staff.
pieces.
Trevor?
Where in the desert would they go?
Underground.
It's not a sinking
Desert's
library.
big.
It's a... What's the word he used? Tomb?
Toomba.
It is known that there are ancient tombs
Yes.
held
See?
within the desert.
Oh, I can't breathe.
Perhaps we will
Where are
find out
the
more
tombs?
information by traveling there.
Yes! Let's travel there. But let's hydrate adequately first.
You guys!
My character would actually say that.
Yeah.
He was used to long travels alone.
I can see like a little samurai skaven, you must hydrate first.
So, Trevor, you want to go for this?
Drink your water.
Sure to bring lots of water.
So, Trevor, you want to go for the tombs?
That's what I'm thinking.
I do too.
Okay.
Last time I went to a palace in a Diablo game, I ended up fighting a big boss.
But our healer wasn't here.
Oh no!
We have to be careful. Oh wait, we're supposed to go down in the sewer a second time.
I turned to
I almost
Flobby.
want to talk to the mercenary
Yes?
captain dude and see if it would be worth it to go clear him out a little bit more.
I turned to Flobby and say, "What do you think?"
And then we'll do that.
Well,
Point
it
that finger at me.
seems there were still a lot of
I was acknowledging you said a thing.
corpses and undead types down in the sewers below. And the palace is being attacked by a malevolent force, which we haven't received much information on.
There's too much
Probably
going
because
on
they're
here.
trying to not spread like a white panic of sorts. But then there's also the direction of finding these staff pieces and blowing down some chamber wall to confront a Bale or a Tal Rasha. This is all so confusing.
Yes. What is your opinion on what we should focus on first?
That's too many things.
Yeah, D&D.
Well, I think that the demon underneath fits the description of Radamant. So, I mean, now that he's gone, I mean, the main force beneath us is, eradicated, right? So, I mean, maybe help the palace? I don't know why you're asking.
You have to prioritize your workload.
But, of course, I mean, the stuff that's, within the palace or underneath the palace or whatever, I mean, we might need more information before facing those foes.
Those foes.
Those foes.
Mofos.
We also might need more information as to discern the whereabouts of these ancient tombs.
Big wanted to talk to a mercenary.
Let's go talk to Mercenary Captain.
Grease?
Sure.
Sure.
Grease.
Hey, Grease.
Zen.
Grease lightning.
Upon walking up to Grease,
Oh.
his face horribly sunken in and disfigured, and bears several claw marks and he seems to be suffering.
I'm sorry.
What happened to you?
Big and Toshi, upon walking up to Grease, he greets you with a friendly smile, saying, "Hello."
I bow to it.
What's it like down there? And I nod towards the sewer hatch.
It seems actually relatively quiet down there at the moment. I just realized I'm using the same voice for Grease as I did with Drogman.
It happens, man. That's why everybody in my campaign is Scottish.
Nice.
It's the only one I lapse into.
Honestly, I haven't heard a peep.
I cannot tell you apart.
I'm actually thinking about directing more of my mercenaries to assist the palace at the moment.
What's going on there?
The palace, something about some demonic beasts, undead armies coming up through some portal that's down there. It sounds like a bunch of shit to me, but I mean, apparently it's a real threat. I mean, people are dying, so I just don't understand where they're coming from.
The sewer?
I don't think that the sewer would be related. I mean, I guess it's possible. But seeing as how the sewer's been relatively quiet lately, I would be very surprised.
Let's go find out.
This is my party. I quirk an eyebrow. Closer.
That's true.
No searching.
Yep. I think we should go check it out.
Is Ray's tagging along with us too?
Ray's is with you. During this whole conversation, Grease is seeming to be tortured by this conversation. Like, every word hurts him. And, like, the whole time that they're talking to him, they're speaking to him in, like, a normal fashion, which you're like, okay, you guys are having a normal conversation, but this guy is, like, fucking freaking out right now. Like, why? Like, and the stuff that Grease is saying about how he doubts that it would be coming from the sewers and all that, you don't hear any of that.
I turn my back on Grease because honestly, I'm not just doing this because of meta. I honestly first thought this, like when Zen saw the injury, is like, this is happening right in the area where the last vision happens. Is this real? And then he's still suffering and my party's not reacting to it. So what I'll have Zen do is turn his back on Grease, grab Floppy's wrist, and say, is he injured right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is Grease hurt?
He looks the same as the last time we saw him. What's wrong?
Okay. And I turn back, and I try to, like, see through it. With a 15 plus 13 magic.
You...
Actually, 16.
You will yourself to trust in the others, and knowing that, you know, that the others are in a right state of mind, you're willing, or your mind is willing to see through it, and you're able to see Grease for who he really is. Not who he really is, but like he's
a villain.
He is uninjured, and you are beginning to hear the ending of his conversation, and he's totally fine.
He turns to the Deckard Cain, like bleeding and dying. I'm like, everything's good, guys. I feel accomplished.
Pulls up a face mask, Scooby-Doo style. Oh, I see you've seen through my clever disguise.
I feel accomplished, yet also more haunted. Yet also like, dear God.
Yeah.
I hope that every single campaign, whatever character Tommy plays, gets fucked up by this wraith.
Shut up.
Just make it a running thing. We're 2 for 2. Let's just keep the momentum
No, it's
going.
not 3. I didn't do this during the FFA campaign.
That's true, he didn't.
Well, I
The
wasn't part of
Future
that.
Farmers of America campaign?
Yes, Future Farmers of America 8.
I missed that out.
The FFA campaign.
They never
8.
have hot dogs.
If you're sending men to the palace, we want to go.
I say dramatically, I agree.
Count me in.
Thank you.
I say in a
You're
normal
welcome.
voice. Count me in.
Count me in.
Funny.
As you begin walking over to the palace, you remember that Big was curious about his armor.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Big was curious about his armor.
Yeah,
Hey-
I figured it
hey,
could wait
Big,
till after the palace.
were you
but
curious
I didn't
about
think
the
enough time had actually passed.
I'm willing to
That's
go
enough
over
time
there.
passed.
Yeah, let's go over there, Big. Come on.
I mean, just fucking hop on the teleport, go over. Is it ready? No. Okay, bye. Right back.
Yeah.
That's true. As I was saying that facetiously, I realized it was possible. So, well, yeah.
All right. You guys take your waypoint to the Rogue Encampment. You pop up, and everyone's like, "Oh, the heroes again. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How are you? Is there anything I can do for you?" Very, very nice. You're greeted very warmly.
Oh, that's sweet.
We should all say at the same time, we're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission.
Raze
Frickin-
literally looks at you guys.
Stand dressed up like Jake and Elwood.
Raze is looking at you guys very befuddled at the moment.
We're kind of a big deal here. Don't
That's
worry
right.
about it.
No, I'm not talking about that. I know you're heroes. What the fuck just happened?
Oh, he doesn't understand waypoints. Maybe
Magic.
someone should understand. Oh.
I look at him, Jeff. I legit do the Shia LaBeouf on Saturday Night Live and go, magic.
He looks down at the ground like,
You get used to it.
we're going to be experiencing a lot of magic.
Are you against
Are you
magic?
superstitious?
Not exactly.
Oh.
I use magical equipment myself.
That's different. Oh my god.
He's just very flustered by the fact that he's in a completely different environment suddenly.
I say if you feel nauseous, that's completely normal.
Have some stew.
If you start to feel pregnant,
You can
That's
just
also
do
normal.
pot.
No, have some stew. It's very good.
He goes over to the campfire and he starts eating some stew while you guys are talking to Charcy. Assuming that you go talk to Charcy.
I would like to go talk to Charcy. Yes, please.
Jersey. Eggs.
Charcy greets you all extremely warmly. Shocking. And she goes, "It's been so long. Big, how are you?"
Under Armour. Wink.
Oh, right.
wow.
She says, "Well, as promised, here you go."
In 2 days.
Aw, yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot what I just requested
she
biggest armor
yeah
sheet made.
she approximated a couple weeks the first time, and I realized that traveling in this game is much faster than what it's like in the actual like Diablo 2 game. Like there's supposed to be like much more time passage, so I'm kind of just bypassing the whole like estimate that she gave you. So you're fine. Yeah, it's only been a few
No.
days.
Works for me. What do we got?
She goes to like the back or of her kiosk or whatever you want to call it, and
Well, I look like a gigantic kid in a candy shop. I'm just like,
yes, you should. And she brings out a nice looking breastplate and kite shield.
oh yeah, son.
Is the kite shield a tower shield?
No, it's the Great Under.
Big
It's the
licks
second
it.
best.
Rest.
Mm.
Aye.
She says, "These items have been imbued with a magical power, so they're linked. So it's a set, receiving set bonuses."
Uh-oh.
Okay.
He's happy. Look at him.
Yeah.
So cute. Little pinch his little cheek.
So both items complete the champion set,
Champions League, eh?
and I will go over the magical bonuses in a moment. But I just want to let you know it's a 2 out of 2 set set piece.
Alright.
The Champion's Plate. It is breastplate quality, which you can just straight read off the stats of breastplate. 22 HP, 2 damage reduction, -4 dex checks.
Fuck 'em.
And then the Champion's Shield is 4 defense.
Oops. So I'm just kind of setting this up over y'all. Oh shit, wrong button. I know how to use my own computer, I promise. It's 4 defense. Okay, so I have some changes to make.
Yeah.
Alright. Before I go any farther, would anybody like a round shield?
No.
No.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, take it.
Then I
Plus
hand it to
3
Floppy.
defense.
Flavia goes, ooh, neat.
Oh, I should have thought of that.
Neato.
Bobby,
Thank you.
Be used for augmented light chainmail.
I'm currently using light chainmail.
Maze, you, anybody?
What does Raze have?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm naked.
Ray's actually folds his arms and says, my armor's good. Don't worry. And you see him literally just covered in what looks like just tribal leathers. And you look a little, weirded out by that. But at the same time, he did mention that he's using magical items, so you think that he's just attached to them, in a way.
Fair enough. Nobody else wants it. I'm gonna offer it up for sale to Charcy, so...
I'm good.
What, the augmented light chain?
Yes.
I sneak.
Yeah, because I have better stuff than that, so go for it.
Flavi says that her light chain is just standard. And in what way is
Oh,
yours,
I thought
is
she
yours
had better
augmented?
than that. She's more than welcome to it.
How's it augmented?
I think it does 14 HP rather than 12.
Okay. So yeah, she says, oh yeah, I'll definitely take that.
All yours. You're probably gonna have to get it resized.
Done
Just a
and
hunch.
done.
Okay, so that means that my HP goes up by 8. So now I have 94 HP. That's good. Damage reduction is up to 3. So I got -4 on that. Spell failure's not the same. Spell failure's 20 now, but lol, whatever. And with the kite shield, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, so it's a breastplate and kite shield. So you can just read those standard stats. Kite shield's 4 defense.
Yep, I'm just copy and pasting right now, everything.
So just imagine like a typical breastplate and a typical kite shield, but in terms of the way it looks, it has that's very like dark steel kind of look to it. Like it's not like a really shiny, bright. It's more of like not dingy, but just dimmed steel, and then it has intricate maroon patterns on it, symbolizing the order of the Sightless Eye, or the Sisters of the Sightless Eye.
It's done. Once I get all the shit from Charcy, I'm gonna very awkwardly squeak my way to the other end of the counter and actually legit get on my knees and try and give her a hug. But I'm huge and awkward and not very good at it, so she just kind of disappears for a sec until I let her go.
She accepts your hug very, very graciously and warmly. Now that you are, now that you have both items equipped, I will tell you the magical bonuses they provide.
Oh yeah, you're not done.
Oh, baby.
The both items complete the champion set, providing the following magical bonuses. You get +6 to will against confusion and fear checks.
It's confusion and fear.
You get 50% more threat generation.
Greater threat generation.
And +2 strength.
What?
Wow.
This is sexy as fuck! My strength is 10 now.
I must warn you, replacing either one of those items, you will lose those 3 magical bonuses.
Yep, gotta have them both. Damn, that's huge.
And I believe the highest strength requirement was for the kite shield with 8 strength, which I think your natural strength was already 8, so you're fine.
Yeah, and as a half giant, all those strength requirements are reduced by 2.
Right.
So,
Good shit.
all good.
Good shit, half giant. Good job, buddy.
Right, thank you. Can I go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and sell Squash, the light mace, as well, because I don't need it anymore.
Okay. Light mace, still
Oh, I
quality.
never got a pencil. It's been a slow evening.
She will give you 15 gold pieces for that.
I will gladly accept.
What about a claymore? 46 claymore.
She goes, ooh. A much bigger weapon.
Right.
I have many swords. I just don't know what to do with.
Yeah, if you want to sell me the claymore, I'll give you 60 for it.
Cha-ching! It is done.
It is done.
Okay. Yay. Thank
Can I
you.
go ahead and sell her a crossbow and 30 bolts?
30 bolts. Farnham's journal.
Crossbow and 30 bolts. Yes. The 30 bolts she'll give you a
Knuckle
math.
sandwich.
She'll give you 8 gold for the bolts and an extra 25 for the crossbow.
Perfect. Alrighty. Yeah, I didn't need those anymore. There's no way I can use them properly anyway.
It was really fun when you shot that crossbow that one time.
I don't even think I did.
You shot it once and it
fire
missed.
it once?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I rolled like 1, 1, and 2 on the damage. No cunning.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm all good. I'm happy.
Well, you better be happy.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Should have seen that coming.
I'm gonna do it just every time now.
What would you all like to do now?
The palace needs our help.
The palace needs our help.
I will preen my way back to the palace looking all shiny and fancy.
Ray's is like mid spoonful and it's just like, oh, it's time to go, and he like suddenly appears in the desert and he's all like, soup in the heat.
I half kind of want to take that bowl of soup and bring it back to Warriv. Anyway, let's go to the palace. And they said that it was like blocked off and barricaded, and like guards were all like, "Oh, no entry," and we are gonna be like, "Oh, or we'll sneak around like Dishonored or Dishonored 2." Reference, Bethesda.
Or we can get the mercenary captain to just let us through.
I mean, if you want to be smart about it. I kind
It's
of
a rare thing for big, but it does happen.
I kind of wanted to use like teleport and like use powers of the outsider.
Power word kill and just slaughter all the guards and be done with it.
You approach Jaren with the guard captain Grease, and Jaren promptly says, "Ah, travelers, when the troubles began here." What?
I thought you said that Grease was the mercenary captain.
He is the mercenary captain.
And he's the guard captain too?
Sorry, I said guard captain. My apologies.
Okay.
Too many damn characters.
It's okay.
I'm joking.
Grease, the mercenary captain,
Don't mean that.
comes with the guys to talk to Jaren, and then Jaren says, "Oh, hello, honored travelers. When the troubles began here, I allowed the it's like reading. I allowed the terrified harem guilds to join me within the safety of the palace, and all was fine until one night."
There's a harem guild?
Yes. Screams.
This place deserves to get burned. I'm kidding, go ahead.
Screams echoed up the stairwells from the harem, and my guards arrived to find the poor girls being slaughtered by a merciless band of hell-spawned demons. My brave guardsmen tried to push the demons back into the mysterious rift from which they came. And ever since my men have fought a losing battle, demons have continued to pour through that rift into the palace. And ultimately, I hired Grease and his mercenaries to help protect the rest of my fair city. Drogman believes that the arcane sanctuary lies buried underneath this palace, and since Luke Gulain occupies the site... Oh, sorry, I misread. Drogman believes that the arcane sanctuary lies buried underneath this palace, since Luke Gulain occupies the site of an ancient Vigeri fortress. My palace is open to you now. Take care.
Vigieri?
Vigeri.
Oh.
Vizjerei.
And who is that again? Someone having to do with the
No,
harem?
it's a culture,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say splendid.
Vajawesome.
Awesome.
The Jazzle.
Let's go
Let's
cleanse
go kill
the
some demons.
palace. Yeah. I venture onward without a healer and go, fuck.
Dun 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 dun. Let's go, friends.
Don't worry, Tommy. I have both Radaman's ashes and Rakanishu's desiccated head. We'll be fine.
That's not... Alright.
But wait, there's more, travelers.
Oh, really? I thought we were done. I turned back to him.
Yeah.
Did you find more dialogue?
Yes. There was an Eastern mage, Vigeri, I believe, who visited me almost a year ago. He was very interested in the history of this site in particular, and he seemed very fascinated with the palace architecture.
I'm sure he did.
I gave him a tour, and when he found the ancient seals over a passageway in the cellar, he became very agitated. It's nice. It feels nice.
I
Yes.
thought I was supposed to be paying attention to that.
No.
I'm sorry.
When he found ancient seals over a passageway in the cellar, he became very agitated. He asked for some time alone to study them, and I granted it. Shortly after, he left with no further word, and I never saw him again.
Not
Odd,
suspicious at all.
don't you think?
No.
I give you a look.
Perfectly normal.
I look at him.
Yes.
I don't want to be rude, but
I want to be rude, but...
That was stupid.
we say that at the exact same time.
They both say I don't want to be rude, and I just go, "You're a fucking dumbass."
No, it progressed. I don't want to be rude. I want to be rude. You're a dumbass. God. Okay. With that, I go, let's go solve someone else's problem.
Okay.
And I go inside, angrily. And I whisper under my breath loud enough for Flavia to hear, what else is going to haunt me in here?
Oh.
Loud enough for her to hear. So that she can be aware that I'm not going insane. I just need help.
Not crazy. My mother had me tested.
Okay, Sheldon.
Yep.
She gives you a very sorrowful look. Like,
Well,
If I die, my soul will flow into you, and Tommy will actually incarnate as you.
I hope they.
is that what happens?
I don't know. It's Diablo.
I hope you learned a valuable lesson not to do that type of thing anymore.
What exactly?
These villagers and townspeople.
Oh, you're
are
referring
all
back
the same.
to the dumbass. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I come across this all the time.
I realize my mistake now.
Oh, I was thinking out loud. I
Yes.
wasn't sure. Anyway,
Anyway.
because I'm so great.
Go inside.
You go into the palace.
Yeah.
I sneak.
Just
Everything-
listen for the screams.
Oh, I rolled a
suppose.
20.
Super. You are super snug. Everything is very much barricaded. There's boards everywhere. It's actually looking kind of dusty with all the fixtures being
Oof.
knocked over and everything.
Dingy.
Yeah. And you find... I imagine that you're the one who's perusing the area because you're snucked. You find stairwells leading down.
Ooh, well, I'd like to follow them, but I don't know if my friends can see me. So I just take them down, whatever. If I find
What's too big and icy?
if I see something, I'll turn around and,
Yeah.
and sneak myself
Yeah.
and warn them, and then sneak myself again.
What too big and icy?
Zen, you see a trail of blood leading down the stairwell.
I hate Big Zen.
Big.
Ugh.
You have no idea where Toshi is, and you see a stairwell, and you see Zen looking at it.
I give him the very gentlemanly, after you thing,
Aw.
and then I think about it and go, no, that's a terrible idea, and I just go.
That was
When
my
we
big
enter, there's
impression.
literally the only thing to see is a staircase leading down.
Yeah, it's like a big,
Big.
what do you call it?
Grand foyer.
Grand foyer. There's stairwells leading up to like the top, but it's all just like messed up there. Like you can't even like get up the stairs because it's all
Okay.
broken down or like barricaded up there.
Okay.
And I've had just like a completely ruined foyer, and then there's a stairwell that leads further down.
Okay. Then I look at the trail of blood. I look at Flavia and go, it's like they're leading us to something.
Probably more blood.
She says,
You're trying to speak to me, I just know it.
"Are you referring to the stairwell that Jaren talked about? I don't hear any screams. It's just a stairwell."
I look down at the floor. I'm gonna roll odds versus evens.
Okay.
I don't say anything
Okay.
as I turn and just head down.
Big. Do you head down the stairwell as well? The stairwell as
Oh, yeah,
well?
yeah.
Excellent. You go down the stairwell and then...
I will as well.
Yeah. You still don't see Toshi. Toshi, you're at the bottom of the stairwell, and you begin finding bodies.
Oh.
Great. Of very scantily clad women,
Oh.
all torn to pieces. You find a couple of guards on pikes, that sort of thing.
I'm saddened.
Yes. However, still no screams.
I just move gingerly around them.
Yes. This whole floor is completely bloodied. It's like a massacre.
This game is gross.
Yes. Still, everything's very much disheveled, somewhat barricaded, splintered doors completely off their hinges. As you scour about this whole place, and you wish that there was stuff to be found, but really it's just bodies. Like, you don't find any like loot in terms of like chests or any gold,
I wasn't really trying to look. I was trying to avert my eyes.
but you do find the entrance to the palace cellar.
Oh. I would like to check it for trap. So
Is this the way that it is in the game where there's only a direction down to go?
Yes.
You can't go up? Okay.
Yes.
16 is what I rolled.
That's a very meta thing, but I'll allow it.
I'm just wondering because I'm
Yeah.
just like, you imagine a palace.
Yeah.
And instead of going up,
You go
you're
down.
going in. So
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah, it
Alright.
seems weird. But yeah, that's specifically why I said that the stairs leading up
blocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You checking for traps?
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 16. I know
It
I'm playing with
is
it now, but I swear.
Not traps. You're certain it's not traps.
I begin descending.
Excellent. As you
I look at
open,
the cellar door like, shit, I'm not big enough to, or I'm not small enough to fit.
you are barely small enough to fit through.
Oh, look at.
And
Ha
I'm like,
ha.
Yeah.
just T-Rexing it all the way
Yeah.
down.
And it's kind of just like a narrow staircase that leads down into the cellar.
I thought you got out of that one.
Yeah. As the doors opened and your friends are trying to climb through Zen, you hear a shriek.
Yonder or yonder?
Yonder.
Okay.
And it's like a young woman's cry for help.
Oh no.
I jerk my head up suddenly in response to the noise. But I don't move. Or I don't like go running or anything like that is what I mean. But I see if anybody else has like reacted.
When you jerk your head up, Flavia says, "Do you hear something?"
I make my way toward it.
You didn't hear it.
Did any of us hear it, Jeff?
No.
Oh.
I say,
He has a woman senses.
did you hear a scream?
Tingling.
Flavia's actually, she looks at you and goes, "Actually, I was just about to comment on how eerily silent it's been."
I rub my temples then,
Uh-oh.
and I'm like, I don't know what I can trust anymore.
That sucks.
Ray's is like, "Is your friend okay?"
You get used to him.
He's an odd fella.
I look at Flavia and say, I realize that you swore yourself to me at a time in which I was very empowered and very rich with mystery and wonder, I guess, for you.
Wonder.
But the reality is that right now, I am not that person.
I'm cursed as fuck.
And I am cursed as fuck. And I can't even trust what I'm experiencing. I don't even know if you're here. So,
She cries a little bit, and she actually like touches you and grabs your arms and says, "I'm here."
she says, if that is true, then I need you to be my eyes.
Uh-oh. I'm shipping this.
My God.
She says, "Any sounds, anything unfamiliar, any battles, I would gladly call out any signs of danger."
Okay. Then I'm going to probably be experiencing quite a bit, but I'm going to be going based off of your own reactions to whether or not it's real. Let's hold hands and do this, chica. Is my own
Okay.
is his way of going like, I'm not affected by this, but I totally am.
Raise and I see them holding hands, look at each other, look down at their hands, look back up and go, nah, and just keep walking.
God.
I don't know if I noticed. I'm still creeping down. So.
Oh yeah. I would say you.
I don't know if I noticed this exchange.
You're down in the cellar.
My reaction was really...
You did not experience that exchange.
Darn it.
However, Big and Ray's are right behind you shortly after. And you see the palace cellar main entryway. It is a rectangular room with a staircase that leads up from where you came and two doors, one on the north end and one on the west end. Everything down here is basically going to be in barrels and crates.
Oh.
As you see some barrels and crates already.
May I detect any wine?
I feel like if we were there
Yes.
and you were like
From the
giving a
vine?
tour,
Oh.
you would be all like, everything here would be about barrels and stuff. Like that.
Are they
You
oak?
do sense wine, but
Okay.
they're all
They're all sealed.
torn open.
Oh, they're all torn open.
So there's more like wine stains and blood stains, and it's getting to the point where it's kind of hard to discern.
But let's not whine about it.
Splintered
Oh
crates.
my god, Trevor.
I don't know, he's conflicted because he really wants a taste. But
Let's
then
not
that's
beer
just
about. Wait a minute.
Not appetizing at all, so I continue
That wouldn't be very big of me.
past this.
Ray's immediately says to Big and the rest of the party, like, I smell danger. Let's get it on.
I whisper, no kidding.
You see Ray's...
Smell what?
He smells danger. Let's get it on.
Where?
You realize that your companion is a complete and utter badass, and he's actually like salivating over the fight, or over the possible fight to be.
Does danger make you horny, baby?
Kind of, yeah. That's what you're getting from it. You see him pull out a very large tooth from his belt.
Uh-oh.
I was just thinking that, honey. I was just thinking that.
What?
She was reading The Looking Glass War in the car this weekend, and
Yeah.
there's a Jabberwock tooth that's given to Alice in the beginning of the book. And so when you're like, pulls out a tooth, I'm like, Jabberwock tooth? And she just said Jabberwock tooth. Anyway,
That's really funny.
like, go on.
Well, he totally pulls out a Jabberwock tooth.
Yeah!
And before your very eyes, the tooth transforms into a very large tooth, and he is wielding it with both hands.
It's like Percy Jackson and his coin. Or not his coin, his pen.
Yeah, you think of Jason Grace with the coin.
Exactly. I look at the tooth and go, Bobby, is that real or is that stupid?
Flavia goes,
I look
it's
at the tooth
neither.
and say, "Why
It's
that's
really
some color?"
cool.
It's not real or cool.
No, it's not real or stupid.
Oh.
It's not real. And it's not stupid.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the
She's
pit,
like-
pea
I pull
pod.
out my long sword, which is a little bit
Intermission.
smaller, and I'm like, well, mine's on fire.
Mine's on fire.
His tooth
And I walk over and self-conscious.
makes a magical humming noise as it's finished growing. And then it dies down. The humming noise emulates the sound of it being unsheathed.
Cool. What enemies are we seeing, if anything?
You see
God damn it. I hate being me right now.
8 skeletons in the room,
Okay.
all resembling the skeletons that you have fought in the sewers.
Okay.
So they're like blackened, large 2-handed weapons, and they're coming at the party.
Okay. I close my eyes. Say, what do you see?
Flavia says, I see a very impressive sword
Good.
made of bone, tooth, I don't know.
Okay. I just wait. What I'm afraid of is that the visions, to me, will be tangible. Because on a metaphysical level, the brain affects the body. Meaning, if I believe it's there, it's very Matrix, actually. If I believe it's there, it will hurt me. So I'm a little worried that when the skeletons get to me and start stabbing me, I'll be like, they're fake. None, but I'm dead.
You see a skeleton approach Flavia from behind and jam their sword straight through her back.
I don't want this to be all about
Well, that
me.
sucks. Time to get a new companion. Oh no, but I was so enjoying our time together.
Shut up, Jeff.
Meanwhile, I'm scanning the room to see what whatever raises hackles.
Reyes is just expecting a fight and he wants to move forward. He gestures towards the door on the north end and he says, shall we?
shall we?
Okay.
Away.
Reactionary, Zen would twist around and zap the one right there behind her. Or at least try to. So that's my confirmed action.
You pull out your staff and do an icy zap to the skeleton that attacked Flavie. Flavie looks bewildered, like, what are you doing? Because she thinks that you're about to attack her for a moment.
Right.
But then the icy jet blasts behind her, and she goes, You're seeing things again. And then as she's trying to console you, the skeleton turns into Smiley.
Oh,
I love that's his name.
Yeah.
it's disconcerting.
And raises into the air until like the top of the Wraith's head is just barely grazing the ceiling. I need a d20 from Toshi and Big.
I'll roll for Flavie.
18.
Do not fuck me. 15.
Excellent.
Yay.
Big, Toshi, and Raze all hear the very spooky flying noise of a wraith, turn around and see a giant wraith with a horrible shit-eating grin on its face, spread very wide,
You literally?
floating behind and kind of behind and directly above Flavie and Zen.
Uh-oh.
I immediately turn and charge it.
I make my way over to
It's
it.
up.
It's
it's
well, it's hittable, especially for Big because
Okay.
he's
Can I
so
crawl
big.
up the wall? Is that a thing that I can do?
That is a thing you can do, but I don't want you guys to think that he's so high up that you can't hit it. I'm more exaggerating how short the ceiling is here.
Oh, I position myself as close to him as I can get while I'm snug.
I just want you to have the vision in your head of like the wraith is a couple feet off the ground, but
Okay.
he's so big that his head is hitting the ceiling.
Okay. Same.
And now that I've told you guys and kind of gave it away, because you guys noticed him, this is not a vision.
Yeah.
I was right confused there for a little minute.
Okay. Well, I will. If we're engaging in battle and that is what's happening, I imagine my zap would be in major, my minor being shouting to Flavie, just in case you didn't see Flavie there.
Flavie does not notice the wraith. She's still trying to console you.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm doing. Is like I'm pointing him out to her so that she's aware of him. As my minor, if I'm allowed to.
You rolled a 5?
For her awareness, yes.
She does not take heed of your warning.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
She thinks that you're seeing things. And she's like, no, really, it's okay.
Okay.
And it's just like
That
right
is
above her.
sensible.
You see me barreling down the walkway?
Yeah, she sees you like charging it like a moment after, but she's so engaged on trying to comfort Zen right now.
Do a little turn on the catwalk? Yeah, on the catwalk?
With a little turn on the catwalk? But yeah, no, I am full force, just barreling down this fucking hallway using charge if that's what gets me into melee range.
This is fun. It's 10 after,
Yeah.
It is.
and I'm going to give you the option of waiting for Katie.
Yeah, I
Probably
want
best.
I want to wait for Katie.
Probably best, friends.
Not to mention that even with Katie here, I think the battle would take longer than we have time for.
Yes.
Also, I'm going to put this as like the little ending notes to the session. All of you guys see Smiley the Wraith. Zen, you see a like giant floating Jasper.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Jasper?
My loved one that's in hell.
Oh no, this is really sad.
My bad.
Jeez.
I don't think we'd heard his name yet, had we?
We have.
I think it's been mentioned once or twice, but it was always like somewhat out of context.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like wondering like, well, who's Jasper? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big certainly wouldn't be paying attention. He's stupid.
But you are not.
It depends on the day.
All right.
Well, that led me
And-
to a lot of stress.
In that case, we're going to end the session here. It's a little earlier than normal, but I think it'll
Hey,
be.
we gotta do what we gotta
I
do.
think it'd be worth it
My
because,
friend is in peril!
to be entirely honest, I spent probably the most time planning this encounter.
Uh-oh.
So I think you guys need Katie.
Uh-oh.
Were you
Foreshadow.
actually planning on Spectre or Smiley being here?
No.
Oh.
It was entirely dependent on your actions.
Oh.
You attacked the vision, which spawned it.
I'm glad I didn't attack it. Like, I'm glad that the whole thing with Grease was not a threat coming at us, because then I probably would have attacked him. And I didn't want to attack Grease. But then, if like when things clarified, then Grease would probably help us.
Yeah. Grease would probably be like, "Why are you attacking me?" Ugh.
And then there's a Spectre, and he's like, "Oh, that."
Kill them.
And like the entire city starts attacking with us. Yes. Yes.
Or everyone screams in panic and runs away.
No, Luke Ghislaine is courageous and stuff.
Yeah, totally. Alright, guys.
That's where we are, right?
Yeah, sleep later.
Alright, so
We didn't
next
say hi.
session.
Stuff is gonna go down.
Next session. Have fun.
Oh, God.
Remember, it's just a game. And on that note,
that does not bode well right there.
no, it
It's
doesn't.
just a game, but I'm trying to kill you.
Next session's gonna be the last.
No, it's just a game, so if your characters die, don't get mad at me.
This character you've been trying to make for
Alright, guys.
years, that's not my fault. And if it dies...
Thanks for watching episode 23. It was a little bit lackluster, I guess, but it was necessary because it progressed the storyline and we were down a party member, so blah, 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 excuses. Join us next time for episode 24, which apparently might be the last session.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
We kind of kick ass.
Oh, we didn't do the hey.
Oh, or the bye.
Bye.
We'll do the
Bye.
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 We'll do 2 hays next time.
Hey, meow.
Hey, hey.